first, congratulations to Prime Minister Anthony Albanese for his dramatic win in the Soccer World Cup last night. Albanese prevailed in a tense penalty shootout against the French, and he will now progress to a semi-final on Wednesday night. Hang on, it was the Matildas, not Albo, who won the game, though judging by his Twitter account, you'd think it was the Labor leader who kicked the winning goal. Here he is, claiming victory after the game, being congratulated by Sam Kerr. And there's another photo of Albo being praised by coach Tony Gustafsson. And here's video footage of the PM being hugged by goalkeeper Mackenzie Arnold, who couldn't believe Albo had gotten away with so many broken election promises without being red carded. "It's all good," said Albo, with a double thumbs up. Still on a high from his vicarious victory, Albanese is now calling for a public holiday if the Matildas win the World Cup. It's a transparent attempt to emulate Bob Hawke, who called for a holiday after Australia won the America's Cup.
I tell you what, any boss who sacks anyone for not turning up today is a bum.
Well, spoiler alert, even if the Matildas do win the World Cup, and even if we are given the day off, Albo is no Bob Hawke. The Prime Minister dismissed business claims that holding a public holiday could cost the economy billions of dollars. After all, what would business owners know? Certainly not as much as Mr Albanese, who has a whole 12 months' experience in running a national economy into the ground. Let's pay people not to work. That'll boost productivity. Popularity. That'll boost popularity. The Matildas are the biggest thing in the country right now, and the PM can't do enough to hitch his broken down wagon, by which I mean his sagging polling numbers, to their star.
I am so proud, and so is every Australian. They have lifted up the whole nation at a time where we needed it.
Too right, the Matildas have lifted up the nation. What an unbelievable victory last night. But, our power prices are through the roof. The cost of groceries is up. The cost of fuel is up. The cost of rent is up, if you can find somewhere to rent, that is. And we're bitterly divided over a race-based referendum. If it wasn't for these new Aussie heroes kicking a ball into the back of a net, you might imagine our country was in trouble. But they did, and so it's not. After last night's World Cup quarter-final, the Prime Minister was tweeting video of himself draped in green and gold, high-fiving kids, like he'd scored Australia's winning penalty shot. Speaking of penalties, small business will have to pay them if a public holiday in the Matildas' honour, if a public holiday in the Matildas' honour is declared. Not a problem, insists the Prime Minister, determined to cloak himself in someone else's glory.
I do note that there were concerns expressed when we had the public holiday for the sad death of Queen Elizabeth II. And some said that was something that would cause economic disruption. What that did, of course, was lead to increased economic activity in a whole lot of businesses, particularly small businesses. And it actually benefited a whole range of those businesses.
Public holidays lead to increased economic activity and boost small business. Well, all right then. Why not make every day a public holiday and the economy will boom? By the way, where's my public holiday for Australia winning the Netball World Cup just last week? Talk about missed economic growth opportunity. If we have a public holiday, business owners will have to pay workers not to come to work or pay them double time if they do choose to open their doors. Only someone who's worked in the public service most of his life would describe that as economic growth. Now, I'm 100% behind the Matildas, but Albo's popularity pitch comes at a cost in very tight times for small business. Albo wants all the kudos while other people bear all of the cost. If there was a World Cup for populist thought bubbles, Albo, Burke, Bowen and Wong would be doing victory laps of Stadium Australia for the rest of the year, which, come to think of it, would be rather fitting. Running around in circles while everyone else pays is what they do best.